Today on Business Success in Six with Stacie, I have Tevin Smith here from Smith Brothers Junk Removal in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Tevin, thanks for jumping on with me.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
It is my pleasure. I would love to talk about Smith Brothers Junk Removal, your story of how you got into business as well. Is that okay if we dive right into these questions?
Of course. Yes. Yes.
All
Yes.
right. When people ask you how you describe Smith Brothers Junk Removal, how do you describe your business? What do you do?
Yeah. So Smith Brothers Junk Removal is kind of nice because it kind of says in the name. We are a full service junk removal and small demolition company. But a way I could also describe it is like we do the thing that that people either can't or won't do. Uh,
Mm.
Whether it's some uh, elderly people, and they don't have the strength per se or the vehicles to take out that washer dryer or clean out that attic or basement before selling their home or having guests over. That's where we come in. And we are a one-stop shop where our guys come on site. The only thing the person will have to do is just point a finger, and our guys would lift, load, and haul everything away.
That's
So
awesome. Well, and I was looking on your social media, and you do even things like old hot tubs, just things that people haven't been using, right? So really, it's quite a variety of things, and I'm sure you're serving people that maybe don't initially didn't own the home, or maybe someone passed away and they have to, you're working with so many people with different needs and emotions. Some of them have got to be really sad. Some of them have got to be so happy to just get that something out of there, right?
yeah, and honestly, I think over the years, I don't think I necessarily knew it at first, but like deep down, I feel like I knew. But now I truly know that one of the greatest things in doing this business is that pure joy and relief of being able to one either clean that home out because someone's loved one passed and they didn't know how they were gonna basically be able to get it on the market, or a basement flooded or something, but literally just that pure joy and relief in the customer's face once our guys either leave and they call and they're just almost in tears and crying on the phone because they literally had no clue how they were going to get it out or what they were going to do with it. So you definitely do run into a lot of emotions and different people in this type of business because one, like I said, with clients having loved ones pass, it's not always just go in and throw everything away and leave because one, that person still has somewhat sentimental value to those items.
Yeah.
So it's not always, you have to go in with a certain level of respect and almost composure to let the client know that, hey, everything's going to be okay. We're going to take these things and donate it or recycle it or whatever. So that way some use can still come from these items instead of just taking it to the landfill. Or whether it's someone who has a hoarding condition. Um,
I
and
was
they
just
feel,
thinking about that. Yeah. So do you come into that kind of situation?
yeah, a lot actually. All the all the time actually. Um, and with that, that's a little bit different because 9 times out of 10, it's not always the person who lives there who one either called us or wants us there removing the stuff.
Mm.
Because for them, that stuff all still has value. Those old empty containers of food or just whatever they have that attachment to that me, you, or someone on the outside looking in won't, they still do. So going into that situation is also different because one, that person is forcibly having to have that stuff ripped and taken away from them because it's impeding on their health. So one, really, those situations do vary from each job, basically. So it's pretty much just going in with the right knowledge, the right headspace, knowing how to interact, how to talk with those clients, basically.
Absolutely. That's very challenging. So, what were your plans when you started your business and how have they changed? Now, I know you started about 5 years ago, and this was like something like a summertime thing. Do you want to share this cool story with us?
Yeah, and actually, I was thinking about it. I do apologize. I actually kind of misspoke. So now it's been 5 years full time, but it originally started back in 2017 in the summer. Um,
Okay.
it was in the summer of high school. And like I said, me and my brothers, we started it as a way to get, have a summer job actually.
Yeah.
Um, our parents, they own their own businesses, and their way was all, or their like words were always, try to find something where you could work for yourself. You could be your own boss, basically. And we were fortunate enough that my father, he had an old truck laying around, and he kind of let us use it. And we kind of just started, posting ads for $5 on Craigslist and Facebook, and family sharing it.
Mhm.
And then from there, did it for a while. Then we stopped. I went away to college, and college wasn't for me. So I came home and kind of started back going with myself and, one or two of my brothers. And then kind of now grown to having employees and multiple trucks, and been doing
Wow.
it full time for 5 years now.
Oh my gosh, congratulations. Great story. I love even in high school, you're an entrepreneur. How great is that?
Oh yeah.
So we've already talked a little bit about how you impact the community besides being an employer. You're taking junk, sometimes very sentimental junk, sometimes reusable things
Mhm.
and almost like replacing them. What is the biggest way that you think you impact the community?
So I actually I think I'll say there's two ways. So the first would be repurposing and rehoming items. There is actually a local charity in the city of Milwaukee called the Milwaukee Teen Challenge. I believe it helps.
Yes.
It helps at-risk teens, and I think we're there at least 3 or 4 times a week.
Oh,
Um, it's clothes, toys, furniture, honestly, any and everything you name it, we've probably taken and donated it there. And we know that that goes towards a good cause,
mhm.
helping at-risk teens and other people throughout the community. And also, there's a local church that we donate a lot of things to, whether it be clothing for homeless people, and people in need in general. Um, and then also it's kind of nice because my parents, they have adult family homes with mentally and physically disabled elderly people. So honestly, all of our board games and puzzles and coloring utensils and even some toys, those pretty much all go to their homes, and the clients, they love them, and even DVDs and movies. Kind of gives the people in those homes something else to do other than their normal activities. Um,
Absolutely.
so I say that is the first way we're helping the community. And then the second is last year, um, kind of got to a point where it kind of fell stagnant with being able to find employees. So we reached out to a local men's homeless shelter in Milwaukee. And now we've kind of been working with them with actually employing some people there and kind of getting them started, get them on their feet, being able to, have a stable job, and then, be able to save up to a point where they can go out, get an apartment, and then save up for a car and, just live a better life. Because all those guys, there's never, I guess there's never not a reason why like those guys are there. It's not simple as just they lost their job or
Yeah.
something happened. It's always a lot more complex with each one of those guys' situations. So I feel like just being able to offer them a chance of employment where sometimes they wouldn't be the most employable people, we are able to take them in and kind of help them become, whether it's more presentable or more even getting them in with us, getting them started, and then helping them find a better job, that they would like to do long term or grow into. um
Mhm.
so yeah, and honestly, we've been doing that for about 2 years now or so,
Oh my
I
gosh.
think.
Well, congratulations on those are huge ways that you're impacting the community beyond what your business was initially set up to do, right? That's very, very impactful. Very cool. So you talked about having it was kind of hard to find employees for now. What is one challenge that you have faced that other business owners can learn from?
Honestly, it's actually that's exactly what I was going to say. Um, Looking for candidates in those, you know, God, I don't even know what the word would be, like unexpected places, basically.
Yeah,
Uh,
being
you
creative,
know,
right?
yeah, yeah, being creative with it, because I feel like myself, along my parents, and honestly, the list goes on for number of business owners that I know who right now a big concern is just the workforce.
Mhm.
And one either being short staffed, and you kind of see it like going into businesses today, and there's being signs and notes saying short staffed or low on staff, so be patient with us. So I would definitely say, look for, if you are struggling to find employees, look in those unexpected places. Reach out to shelters or churches or rescue missions, stuff like that, because it definitely has helped us. I don't think we would. We've gotten some of our best workers from there. Actually, we have three of them now. And I never would have thought it until I tried it. So
So cool. I love that advice. Again, thank you for it. It doesn't just help you, it really helps the community at large. So really cool. So what does the future look like to you, Tevin? And do you have an exit plan?
yes. So the future for me, well, the future for me and the business, it looks like to branch out, go outside of Milwaukee, looking at other locations. Actually the next location that we will be opening will be in North Carolina. So
Awesome.
is looking at the end of October, as far as the opening date for sure there. So one, getting hiring a general manager that will be next for the Milwaukee location, and then I will be going to North Carolina, having it there. And as far as an exit plan, I feel like if the right investor company comes along and wants to purchase it, I feel like then that would be a conversation for then. But as of now, I think the plan is just to keep scaling, growing, scaling, and just going onward and upward.
Helping people find jobs and yeah,
Oh
helping
yeah,
the community. That's cool. So all subjects open. What inspires you most?
gosh, oh man, what inspires me most? Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I've mentioned it a few times. I would say my parents,
Oh,
to kind of see where they started from, building their business from ground zero to having 100 plus employees. Like I feel like without going to college or having like a secondary education, it truly motivates me every day. Just hearing and talking to them and them not even knowing it. Um, yeah, yeah, I feel like that. I would say it would for sure have to be my parents.
that's so cool. Tevin, thank you so much for your time today, for sharing Smith Brothers Junk Removal with us. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, be it to use your services or to potentially work for you eventually, what's the best way for them to contact you?
The best way to contact would be our phone number. It'd be 262-613-7596. Again, 262-613-7596. You can definitely call or text us. Also, our email address is info@smithbrothersjunk.com. Those two ways are quickest. Either myself or someone else is always going to answer those. Honestly, it'll be sometimes 11, 12 o'clock at night. And if I'm up, I'm going to answer anyway. So definitely don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to help any and everyone, whether it's cleaning out a garage, apartment, a home, or whether you are looking for a place of employment. Please do not hesitate to reach out. We would love to discuss further, I guess.
Awesome. Congratulations on having the successful business, Tevin. Thanks for your time.
Of course. Thank you, Stacie.
It's my pleasure. Bye now.
Alrighty.